Hey guys, Luke here from Midlife Guitar. This is week 4 and I'm still on the yellow grade of the Justin Guitar beginner course. If you haven't joined me before, welcome. This is my channel about my midlife guitar journey, so I document all my progress from beginner and onwards, so you get to see the pain every time. This week has been a particularly difficult week. I feel like it killed a lot of my motivation. Obviously I haven't progressed from this stage from last week, and these chord changes that I've been doing, the 7th chord changes, are real tricky for me, real hard. And at some points during the week I stopped doing those chords and just try to play a few songs that I'd known previously that I'd started to play, that started to get to grips with, and I was playing those and then they didn't sound right. So it was almost like I just felt like I was going backwards, and it was a real kick in the and it was kind of demotivating, and it's something you just got to deal with along the way. But at the time I was just like, oh, I've had enough of this. So anyway, so what I found was that the best thing is just to stop then, or play something try and play something you really like. And if that doesn't work, just stop there and try and practice the next day. Because if you're not enjoying it, what's the point, right? There's going to be periods where you've got to push on through and understand that things are going to take time. But if you're having a night where it's just really not going for you, even though you've been practicing a lot, then knock it on the head, start again the next day. In total, I've done about 4 hours practice this week. I usually aim for 5 a week. That's my target, and it proved a bit of a struggle, obviously, when I was feeling a bit demotivated, like I just said. On a side note, my calluses are solid as at the moment. I can play for like over an hour and there's no issue whatsoever. So I've got no excuses there anymore. There are some ways that you can speed up the calluses on your fingers. I actually read some other guitarists say, oh, you won't get calluses if you're pressing right. Well, I don't know what pressing right is yet. I'm a beginner, so I'm getting calluses. There's actually ways that you can speed up the process of getting your calluses, and I've actually put together a blog post on that, and I'll probably do a short video on it. Hopefully it might be useful to some of you, and yeah, get through that kind of discomfort barrier that you get in the first, well, what is it, 2 weeks? It's probably 2 weeks, I'd say, for me. Just under that I had to get really used to it. And they seem to just get built on top of that and get better and more solid. So it takes a bit of time, but once that's out the way, you feel like you can actually start to try and enjoy the guitar, or not, as this week's been for me. But, you know, I'm sure it might go better for you. So the chord changes that I've been learning are D minor to C7, C7 to F major 7, B7 to C7, F major 7 to B7, and G7 to C7. And obviously, if you're doing the Justin Guitar beginner course, you know you've got to try and hit the 60 chord changes. So you choose 2 at a time, and then you've got to alternate between the 2, and in total get 60 changes. So that's the real struggle for me. I haven't really looked at any songs. I played a little bit of Live Forever, and my project song is the only one that I've really trying to push on through with. I've learned a bit more on that actually, so that's something I can take from the week, so that's pretty cool. I'll show you what I have learned. It's not the right tempo for the tune, the song. That's still something I'm going to have to get to grips with later down the line. I'm just trying to literally learn all the notes that I've got to hit and try and hit them consistently. So yeah, I'm doing it in stages, and that tempo thing will come later, I'm hoping. So there you have it. Got a part of that Angie song wrong, and it was slow. The tempo's not right, but the notes and bits and pieces are starting to make a little bit more sense to me, and I hope that came across in the part of my playing that I was doing there. But it's frustrating, it's slow progress, but ultimately it's going to be rewarding. So I've got stuck this week. My plan next week is to really double down my efforts on these chord changes. I want to get better, I want to move on, and I want to start learning some other songs with these chords that I need to master. My question for the week for you guys is, what do you do when you come across stumbling blocks like this? What's the best way of tackling it? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, until next time, cheers.